an idea that we've floated around is to hit me with brutal negative comments, and I will respond.
Have you still been pretty good on not looking at comments?
I'm really good.
Okay.
So
these are going to be the first time you hearing these,
right?
Well, where'd you pull these off of? The main channel,
the podcast YouTube channel.
Okay.
Yeah, I unscheduled the last YouTube video, the one of the stunts I regret, just because the promo was just like, I mean, it was comically like heavy, like, you know. And again, go to stevo.com and buy merch. Like, but I was sensitive about that. I do not want to look at the comments on that video because they're just gonna be like mad at me for promoting the merch.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, I mean, it's not like there are like the meanest comments ever that even exist. I was looking for mean ones. Like, there's a lot that make fun of your voice.
Right.
There was a lot of negativity on the Zach Ass podcast.
Okay.
Which we have addressed, but this one stuck out. Sucks you couldn't just give the guy a question. Instead, just grill him and then bring someone else on to steal the spotlight.
Vinny.
Which was our dear friend Vinny.
Wow,
All my fault.
So that, yeah, I mean, we addressed that.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, I'm just telling you what I'm reading.
Yeah. Did you go to that podcast to find that?
I looked.
There's not comments about the Zach podcast living on
a different episode.
No, people forget about it pretty
There's
quickly.
comments on that podcast.
Right. Okay.
I mean, honestly, this is going to be a little anticlimactic. None of them are like so bad that it's like funny or really going to hurt your feelings.
I think the ones that are relative to this would be like on the BAM podcast. Like, you're taking advantage of BAM, using him to make money. But it's like
there's a lot of
there'll
those.
be a million of those comments on this podcast just because we're talking about BAM.
Yeah.
So here's one on the BAM. The one where BAM's not on the podcast. You guys are talking about BAM, so he's like in the title and thumbnail. Thumbnail. Steve-O acts like he's your friend, and then he makes a public video to all his fans, public talking about your meth abuse. Bro.
I did not call him a meth addict. I said it was alleged.
Alleged meth.
Yeah.
So yeah, people, feel like you... Well, whatever.
I mean,
what do you think about that?
Yeah, what are you going to do, man? I've done everything in my power to be the best bro for BAM.
I mean, even like with the whole board thing, it's like he didn't want to do it. It's like, okay, well, we're gonna set up a trust for your kid. We'll donate all of them or give all the money to Phoenix.
Right.
It's still a no.
Even
so
alimony payments, right? Or like child support payments.
I was like, you know what? You're gonna get nailed with the courts for alimony, child support. Anyway, just like put this aside from that. Like it would all. That's coming out of your pocket anyway, so let's just divert some money to that. And the suggestion was so offensive. That's the last time I spoke with BAM, I think.
He was mad at that?
Yeah.
How dare you?
What was his response to that? Like how
he was so drunk, dude. He was like, how dare you? He kind of wasn't getting it.
Okay, your podcast with Wee Man has a lot of negative comments, actually, because you took a hard stance against video games in that podcast.
Oh, wow.
And the gamers spoke up. So this one came from Jim Sin 2506. He said, Steve-O, you're awesome, but if your analogy about video games is correct, are we just wasting our time watching your podcast? Almost all of your fans play games. If you think like that, then everything is a waste of time if you're not making money out of it.
Yeah, the gamers is a big community, dude. I'm a gamer myself as a Call of Duty guy.
I will.
Scott's a soldier.
I will give that to him. And I thought that was very constructively worded. It wasn't an attack. It was like, hey,
Yeah.
And hey, man, if people enjoy video games, have at it. I while away time watching stupid Netflix.
Scott, you haven't always been a gamer, right?
No, I mean, I used to play video games when I was a kid, but then I just needed an outlet to like not look at my phone for an hour, and it's done a really good job to like where I would just forget about time.
There's a lot of irony in that.
What are you guys laughing at over there? What's that?
You're just trying to get get your eyes away from a screen so you go to the TV.
No, not the screen. My work emails, because I can't turn it off.
Emails.
Right. So it's like the work emails. It's like there's no turning off for me. So if I'm sitting there watching TV, I'm looking at it. But if I'm playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2,
you're in the zone.
I'm in the zone.
He's cutting down on screen time.
Yeah.
It's not about cutting down screen. I mean, everywhere you look, I'm looking at screens, or, I think that's just the reality of life now. You're looking at screens everywhere you go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I feel like people have every right to waste their time however they want, and
Right.
like some people do spend too much time playing video games, and it does have a negative effect. Same as Netflix, same as YouTube, same as
Right.
porn, same as everything.
dude,
but probably
I'm-
most people have a pretty healthy relationship with it and just do it for fun.
I'm a super phone addict, dude. Mm-hmm. Like,
What are you doing
I
on your phone?
I mean, I don't know, like just stupid Instagram or like whatever. I could be way more productive if I had boundaries around my screen time on my phone.
When you're looking at Instagram, are you looking at what other people do, or are you looking at like how your stuff is doing?
Probably mostly that.
Yeah. Do you think you have an unhealthy relationship with Instagram and
And
social
with
media and
attention,
stuff?
yeah. Yeah, I'm
Like Instagram for you is probably not a healthy
you don't
like,
even
door
like it.
to open.
You like hate it, but like you can't look away. You know what I mean?
Right.
Are there any sort of programs for like
I'm sure there.
video games or internet?
for sure
definitely.
they have like video game rehab and stuff.
Really?
Yeah. But are you really telling me that there's not more like vitriolic hate? Why is it that every time I go into a comment section, I end up with my feelings hurt?
I don't know. Maybe you should have pulled these.
Because I think back in the day, like people were just like, Steve's talking over the guest, but like those have kind of stopped.
And I think most of the hate comments are like all the ads and bam. But that's I've never really seen.
yeah, people hate on the ads, but it's like, bro, what do you? We're trying to make
Yeah.
money. Like, how do you think we're doing this?
Yeah, people
Like,
hating on the ads just don't.
I think it's people hating on the ads don't pay for YouTube, so they have to see our ads and then the fucking ads that you get when you don't pay for a subscription on YouTube.
Don't we have no mid-roll ads on the podcast?
No, it's just
episodes?
our own ads. Like, yeah, there's no
Right.
mid-roll. There's no.
Oh, so then
I think
can't
anybody-
they
literally
just
the
fast
ads
forward
for the
fucking
podcast.
ad.
Yeah.
Anybody who's hating on the ad reads for the podcast, like they're probably like fans of mine who don't listen to other podcasts
Yeah.
and don't understand that that's every podcast in the world.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Sometimes more. We only have 3. Like some
Three,
might hear
sometimes
like
4.
6 during.
But
an
can't they
episode.
just fast forward?
Yeah.
And don't you have the bookmarks now?
Yeah. And now,
So
and
it's
now
like-
it's on YouTube. At least it's
How many
segmented.
comments? Sorry, I just did it.
So this is a great cut to be like, speaking of ads, have you heard of
Yeah,
that?
yeah. And now we're back.
I was gonna say, how many comments are there? It's like telling me that I'm better at not speaking over my guest, but right when I said that, I spoke right over. Paul.
Well, that's fine.
Stupid asshole.
There was one I pulled on the Steve Aoki podcast. Someone wrote like, Steve-O actually shut up on this one, and we got to hear the guest talk. And there are times where I do see those comments. But see, the thing is with pulling these comments is like, it's either stuff we've already talked about, like Bam
Right.
or Zach, or the fact that you talk over your guests, or the video game stuff. Like, no one's like
No one's like having
getting
anything
at
new.
you,
Right.
like, oh,
Okay.
Steve-O and his whatever. No one's talking shit on your skateboarding.
mean,
All right? It
what-
didn't get that offensive.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you could pull up a comment right now, see if you see any you don't like.
I'm not worried about it. Do you like shopping on Amazon? I do. And good news is, Steve-O's butt wipes for your butthole are available on Amazon. And if you want a real bundle of a deal, you can get Steve-O's hot sauce for your butthole, plus Steve-O's butthole destroyer, and Steve-O's butt wipes for your butthole. It's the butthole bundle, available on Amazon right now. Yeah, dude.